So, I have probably had FOMO most of my life, 24/7. I think that's why I don't get my biosignals in a timely fashion. I forget to eat until it's suddenly 2 a.m. and I can't remember when I last ate. I don't even get sleepy until I can't stay awake another moment. It's like I'm Little Miss Go 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 until I hit a wall. I don't take a break to get coffee or tea, not even water. I don't drink until I'm dry as a desert, and then I don't stop drinking. That is, I don't stop drinking until I can't swallow anymore. I don't go to the restroom until... Oh my god, emergency. It's not like I'm going to ignore all these things. I don't postpone these activities deliberately. It's more like I just don't get the early warning signs. There's too much going on and my body just doesn't feel like interrupting. But in the end, a body is a body and it has its bodily functions. So emergency or food or... That's all I got. Drop. I was in the library finishing up my term paper on Friedrich Schiller. Suddenly, emergency! On my dash to the ladies' room, I had a funny feeling. There was no one to be seen. I am a library rat, freely admitted. I could spend all day in there, and sometimes I think it's just better than going to class. You can find me there with my laptop, hidden in the stacks, working away on something. If I don't have assignments or research to do, I just look stuff up. There's so much information, and I'll never absorb it all. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to try. So, it is all totally familiar that I am the last guest to close up the library, but it wasn't that late yet. And there was almost always someone at the front desk. Nobody. I went out the main door and kept speeding down the hallway. Hopefully there was no one in the ladies. I didn't want to dance on tippy toes waiting for one lady out of 3 to adjust all her clothing and emerge from a stall. I was in luck. Nobody was in the ladies' room. I rushed to the first stall. I didn't even have time to close the stall door. While I peed, I kicked the stall door closed and held it with my foot. Just as I was about to flush, the lights flickered, and I heard a weird noise. It sounded like something huge and soft landing on a concrete floor. And then the lights went out. I've never been afraid of the dark. I've taken quite a few astronomy classes, and we use the planetarium. The lights go out and the stars shine on the ceiling. My family has a cabin on the lake, nothing but moonlight and starlight out there after the sun falls, so no fear of the dark here. But this darkness was different. Creepy. It was utter pitch dark blackness. It was a sudden darkness where there should be some kind of light, and then I remembered that there was no windows in this lady's room. I started to have a panic attack, and all I wanted was out. I definitely have claustrophobia, just bad enough to make me antsy. I patted my pockets and found my cell phone. Thank God I didn't leave it next to my laptop like usual. Holding my cell phone between my lips, I pulled my clothes together. Absolutely, I didn't want to drop it in the toilet. I held it in front of me like a torch so I could see my way to the sink. I put the phone down and was about to wash my hands when more odd sounds started in the hall. I stopped and listened. Shoes, boots, sandals, flip-flops, they all make different sounds when someone is wearing them and walking around. But they have something in common. You can tell there are footsteps. Whatever was moving around in the hallway didn't make footsteps. There was a slopping sound and a dragging sound. All the while, there was a sort of wheezy sniffing sound. Whatever it was coming down the hallway toward me. Suddenly, I went from being scared of being in a pitch-dark ladies' room to being scared of leaving the ladies' room. In fact, I wanted to lock the door now. How far was it from the sink to the door? I couldn't tell. I didn't want to light up the ladies' room again in case the light would show under the door. I felt around and moved my feet without making any sounds. The slop, drag, sniff sound kept coming closer, and I realized whatever it was, it had to be big. I was starting to feel vibrations in the floor every time it slopped. I reached and reached with my hands until I touched the door. I ran my fingertips all over the door until I touched the lock. I had to lock the door. I just had to. My hand shook a little. I held my breath and thought, here goes. And then I threw the bolt as quietly as I could. It clicked softly. Whatever was coming down the hallway stopped mid-drag. The sniffing sound got really loud and another noise started. It was a high-pitched, toneless whistle, like a whistling booger. I didn't move a muscle. Presently, the sloppy sound started up again, but it was heavier and slower. The loud sniffing never stopped. Now and again, I could hear it drag itself. I noticed a bad smell. I couldn't place it at first, and then I realized it smelled like a zombie Skittle tasted. There was a wrongness I couldn't describe, a chemical wrongness. The smell got stronger with every drag. The sniffing got louder too, and the smell was getting intolerable. Without making any sound, I moved back from the door a little. I kept feeling behind me until I felt the sink. My hands curled around the edge of the sink, and I listened for every next sound. I've been standing here for a long time. It's been an hour and a half. I'm afraid my legs will give out, and then the thing will know I'm here and alive and awake. It's been parked outside the ladies' room door. It can probably smell me. I see these tiny little glints of blue light under the door, and the nerd in my brain says bioluminescence, while the rest of my brain shouts, "Shut up, it's gonna hear you!" The sounds I hear are mostly the sniffing and whistling, and the smell has made my throat raw. There's a squelchy sound, and the door rattles. I'm posting this now. Somebody needs to know what happened to me. My name is Audra Gillespie, and something has me cornered in the ladies' room at Dorman Library.